So this video today is going to be an actual preparedness video. So if you can see here, we have completely lost power. And I don't know, this video is going to be a little bit lame, but at the same time, it's just an opportunity to talk to you, I guess, about general preparedness, being ready for different circumstances. And I guess at this point I have to ask myself if I'm really ready for who knows how long this power is going to go out and how long it'll be out. But interestingly enough, I guess this is the topic for right now, and I got my kids kind of square and hopefully a little bit comfortable here. What are you guys doing? You playing?
I'm making a video with power out.
Nice. Making a video with the power out. You know how I do it. How much battery you got on that thing?
70-something.
70%?
Maybe.
Nice. So we got this EBL flashlight here coming into play, beaming off the ceiling. You got enough light?
I need enough light.
You need more?
Yeah.
Or is that good?
I need some.
You need a flashlight?
Yeah.
You want me to get you a flashlight? What about you, Ben?
I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good too.
You're good?
I'm not good.
Alright.
Did you die? Yeah.
So at least the kids are kind of situated. I got my little lantern here. Keep me company. Now, one of the things I did right away was I plugged in my phone with my external charger here. So just thinking that overall I probably want to get some batteries into my phone and leave it charged up, because who knows what I'm going to need to do. And unfortunately, I'm only at 17% because I was running the thing all day and never had a chance to get it on the charger. But I have 82% on my charger, and should be more than enough to get me a full charge on my phone. So that's the first thing I decided to do, is basically charge up my phone and get it ready. Well, first thing I did was get a couple of lights and get the kids situated, but from here, just getting that lantern going and then getting my phone on the charger. Dog thinks it's sweet. Now, unfortunately, this light output's a little bit crazy because of the LED, but that usually happens on the lower modes, and I'm using all my flashlights on the lowest mode I can get away with, lowest lumen output, basically to conserve battery and get the longest life out of it. And so at this point, I'm in the middle of some stuff at home, and I'm thinking, oh man, luckily I had cooked my food and ate it, but I had my leftovers here. And I'm like, do I want to go putting it in the fridge? Well, if I put it in the fridge, I got to open the fridge, which is going to, kind of ultimately warm it up, and who knows how long the power is going to be out, and I don't want to chance spoiling my food. So what I thought I'd do is, I do have a second fridge out in the garage where it's still cold. It's winter time right now, and the fridge in the garage is cold. So even if I put this food out there, I'll be in good shape and not chancing opening up my fridge with all the stuff I don't want to spoil. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going downstairs, but as I'm going down, I know that the basement is cold, and I don't want the cold making it up into the rest of the house, because again, it's winter time, and who knows how long the heat's going to be off. So I'm relying on electricity for my heat, and I'm down in the basement, and I don't want all this cold. Now granted, heat rises and cold sinks, so how much of the cold's going to make it up? Rather, in reverse, the heat from upstairs is going to migrate probably down here a little bit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I think it's going to make a difference. So I'm being careful to constantly close doors behind me as I move through rooms, just to minimize how much heat I lose. Now, coming down into my basement, I run my computers off of uninterruptible power sources, so UPS units. And this basically gives you the ability to either continue working for a little bit or turn the computers off in a safe fashion. And so here you can see these things automatically kicked on when the power went out, and at this point, I was able to shut down my computer nice and safe, get it turned off. And funny enough is, I got this little USB powered adapter, and that's running off the power of the computer. Even though the computer is off, it is still powered up through these batteries and through the computer. So still got some stuff running down here, but anyway, just another thought is that you want to be careful of electronics and stuff like that, and especially if you're computer system sensitive or you have sensitive work that you're working on, you never know. So just little things like that you may not think about, but these are things that I've learned in the past that definitely save my butt when it matters. Now I'm gathering up my 18650 batteries. I have these all charged up as I generally do, and I remove all my batteries for the most part, typically from my flashlights, so they either don't drain themselves or don't corrode. I don't know if 18650s are the same as like traditional AA's or AAA's, in the fact that if you left them over time they would like corrode, but I just don't want to chance it, so I always remove them, and they are basically charged up. So I'm in the process of gathering these and getting them together. Then you can see here all my flashlights and headlamps, so I'm going to grab a couple of headlamps for me, and then when my wife gets home, she's actually out at a restaurant that lost its power, so she's wondering what to do, and I told her, well, you can either stay there with your friends and have fun, or come home and sit in the dark with me. So I suspect she's probably partying it up at some restaurant in the dark right now, and I'm making a video about prepping, but anyway, so I'm going to grab some more of these lights and get my headlamps and be fully prepared to get into this night. Now, a couple other things I could use. I do actually have some of the lights that I use to film when I'm making my review videos, and these are battery powered, so I'm going to save these till later, and I can dial them way down and get good battery life out of them and just cast a glow, which is enough to do all your work, but at the same time, I just don't want to use them until I really need them, so I'm saving these till the end when everything else is juiced. But in the meantime, I'm going to kind of keep going at it. Now, I need to find myself something to do tonight, because if my wife's going to be out and my kids are going to be scared and playing games for a little bit and eventually go to bed, I'm going to be bored sitting here because I got a couple hours to go, and I was intending on editing a video tonight, but hey, instead I might as well make one. And once I settle down, I got this little book that I never read, The Worst Case Scenario Survival Handbook. So, I don't know, I'm going to get myself a little reading done. I don't usually chill out and enjoy things, but at this point, might as well chill out and enjoy it. What the heck? Nothing better to do. Now, if we're going to talk about prepping, I guess, and I don't actually really believe this, and I'm just saying it for the fun, but let's just say, for example, the power's out. Well, maybe it's a chance when some crazy guy's a little more apt to try to break in or loot you because they know people are vulnerable and it's not really easy to see. I'm going to have some self-defense, so I'm going to grab myself a couple of weapons, keep them next to my bed with me. So what do you think? Do I go with the Scandinavian forest axe? Small forest axe? The hatchet? No. Cold steel tomahawk. Yeah, baby. Imagine taking a tomahawk to the head. Whew, bad day. While I'm at it, how's about a blade? Take myself this Jut Kit KNV2. Yep, that's a good little sidearm. Now that I've placed the weapons next to my bed, I'm getting pretty well sorted out here. And there's one last thing that's extremely important, and that's a good quality vodka drink. And when you're prepping, you want to make sure that you're well stocked with alcohol, because it's very possible that you may need to drink continuously for the next 24 to 48 hours. You just never really know when the power is going to come back, and you're better off if you're wasted. because any trouble that comes, whether it's someone trying to break in or zombies or something like that, at least if you're drunk, you can kind of deal with it better. So I'm going to make myself a drink to make sure I'm really prepared, and then we'll wrap this video up. Don't be stingy. Another little splash. There you go. Yeah. All right. Just mix her up a little bit. Get to the point where it's well mixed. Don't want to wait too long. You know, no reason to need to let this thing sit and kind of steep. You know what I'm saying? You get right on that, because you need to really just get going right away, because if you don't, the repercussions are potentially really dangerous. So you just get right on it, and that's really important. That's an important step. Now, if you're not the biggest fan of the vodka drink, you can opt for Fireball. That would kind of do it. I prefer the vodka drinks. Fireball at times may be a little too violent, but you know, vodka is at least a little more mellow. But if you're really, really looking for a good time, you basically just go straight up grain alcohol. Now, you might go blind, that's the only problem, but it is flammable, so you could conceivably use this as a Molotov cocktail if you needed to wing it at some zombies. Alright, so at this point, zombie killing device, my sidearm, just in case I do whack a few zombies. I got my sharpener here so I can touch up my blades. I got plenty of lights. Isn't it vampires that don't like light? So maybe, I don't know if this would hold off the vampires, but hopefully. Another headlamp for my wife if she wants it, but she thinks it's kind of ugly. So I need to find some better fashion statement for her. Got a little lantern. Like I said, all my batteries. Phone's on the charger, ready to go. I got my thinking juice. And at this point, I'm going to settle down and read a little of my book. So alright guys, that is the Outer Limitless Guide to Surviving a potentially hazardous situation. I mean, geez, the power's out. It's very scary in the dark. You know, you don't know how long it's going to be out, and you never know what's going to come and creep. So it's well worth being fully prepared. And I have a lot more prepping to do. I have an entire vodka drink to wolf down. I need to get into my prime mode, and I'm going to read my book and get my think on. So anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. And if you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.